Hello, Top Fan Rivalry followers, and welcome to another episode of Bleeding Blue. I'm excited. Mikey, Bill, it's time to talk a little Dodger baseball. Mikey, how the heck are you?
Doing great. Doing great.
It's a day early than we normally. Oh, actually, no, it's the same day that we normally record every
Yeah.
week. So we're good.
Yep.
We're good.
We're
We're good.
good to go.
So since we last talked, Mikey, there's been a two-game series with the Angels, and we're now through the second game with the White Sox going into the third game in about an hour. So split with the Angels. We're 2-0 against the White Sox, but who isn't 2-0 against the White Sox? So talk to me a little bit about what you've been seeing this week.
I would say it's a nice time to be facing the White Sox with the lineups that we have to put out lately.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with no Mookie and there's no Max and Teoscar wasn't in there the last couple games. Um, it makes it for a thinner lineup, from top to bottom. Um, Shohei has been doing Shohei things. Guy's phenomenal. Will's coming, he's coming back to earth a little bit. He hasn't been on fire lately or anything. Freddie's just steady Freddie. Freddie does what Freddie does.
Freddie does what Freddie does.
Uh, it's once you get past a certain part of our lineup, it's pretty on any given night you could have Vargas, Rojas, Kike Hernandez, Austin Barnes, bottom of the order. I mean, that's not going to scare a lot of people, let's be honest. But some of those guys, Gavin Lux, Jason Hayward, Andy Pajes, I mean, they've kind of picked up the slack for the bottom part of the lineup. So it's been fun to watch this team navigate through the injuries and continue to keep pressure on the rest of the teams in the West. The Padres are actually starting to play some pretty good ball. They're 44 and 41 now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The Diamondbacks have been playing a little better recently. The Giants are kind of just the Giants. They win 3, lose 4, win 2, lose 4.
Yep.
We can already just say bye to the Rockies. They're 22 out at this point. So of the West, and they're pretty much out of a wild card spot as well. So, yeah, we're just trying to keep our heads above water until we get Mookie back and Max, and I think Teoscar is going to be back. I think he's in the lineup tonight because I don't know if his grandpa passed away or if he's gravely ill. It's one of the two. I'm not sure. And he went to go see him. So, yeah, they just got to keep grinding. It's been a lot of team baseball lately, which is nice. It's not like the top 3 when Mookie was in there that are carrying the top 3 or 4 carrying the load. It's been more evened out of necessity. I mean, these guys have to pick it up or we're in trouble, let's just be honest. Pitching's been phenomenal, and we're talking about we have pitching injuries too. But people again are stepping up. Landon Knack, man, he has a knack of ta-da, see what I did there?
Well
Uh,
done.
he has a knack of just keeping his team in games and giving us a chance to win. James Paxton, the same. The guy, I don't know how he does it sometimes with, you know, a whip that's like 1.5. I mean, there's always runners on base with him, but he finds a way to get out of it. Gavin Stone has been incredible. He goes tonight. I would say with another couple good starts, he deserves to be on the All-Star team. He really does.
Yeah. Yeah.
With Yamamoto out, Walker Buehler went back on the IL. Not his arm this time. They say it's not his arm; it's a hip. I think it's more. I think Bobby Miller and him both have the same problem, and it's that thing between their ears. Neither of them, they wear their hearts on their sleeves, and you could just see the cartoon. You'd see the fumes coming out of their head, the smoke coming out of their ears, and they just don't handle that stuff well. You know, Bobby Miller has really struggled this whole year, really, outside of one good start before he went on the IL. So I can see why everybody always wants Dave Roberts fired, because obviously we have no issues on this team whatsoever, and we're 19 games over 500. So
Mikey.
Obviously Dave Roberts has nothing to do with that at all.
Mikey, I love it.
So
I love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, so we saw this weekend, during the Angels series, we saw a little bit of small ball. We saw Kevin Biggio lay down a bunt for a base hit. He just saw the guys were shifted over, and he laid down a bunt. I was singing "God Bless America" and "I Love LA" all at the same time when I saw that. What were your thoughts when you saw it?
Well, I mean, he's come over, and it's been a little bit of a grind for him. And anytime a guy comes over, you're probably trying way too hard to impress instead of just letting the game come to you, and then, who's on deck but Shohei Ohtani, and what happens? He hits a 2-run homer. I mean, it really shone a light on that bunt, for it to work out the way it did, as far as, a bunt and a blast. I mean, that's an old saying that has been around forever. So it was nice to see, and Kevin Biggio, this kind of game, he needs to go the other way, and try and leg some stuff out, and for the most part, I've been pleasantly surprised by him, but I do feel like there's guys that are in AAA that can do what he does that we already have. So for the rest of this year. But
Yeah.
that was a beautiful bunt, and it was obviously rewarded.
Yes. Rewarded handsomely. Yes. Agreed. Well, so for me, Mikey, you've already said all the key points, but for me, what the Dodgers are doing and their value right now is unprecedented. They're just nailing it. They're killing it. They're doing everything right that they need to be doing. Mookie's out, and like we had said last week, when Mookie was out, we said, well, gee, this is the best time for him to be out, conceivably, because you have the All-Star break coming up and yada yada yada. Well, the Dodgers they split with the Angels, which is a team that they could have swept, but they split with the Angels. And then they've already won the series with the White Sox. So whether they win tonight or not, they've taken 2 out of 3. And then you can talk about, taking 2 out of 3 from San Francisco. So have basically over the last 8 games, you could potentially go 5-8 or 5-3.
Yeah.
Again,
And
that's
when you're up 8.5 games, I mean, if you're 5-3, that just makes the Padres have to go, 6-2 just to gain a game. So they're doing a good job of keeping the pressure on their next closest competitor, which is the Rockies, who at the time of this they are 8 out because they already won today.
You mean the Padres, not the Rockies.
The Padres, yeah, the Padres already won today, so that would put them 8 out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we could agree already that the Rockies are non-existent. So,
well, as far as I'm concerned, I like what you're seeing. I like how, again, every game that the Padres or Giants or Diamondbacks lose and the Dodgers lose, it just takes a game off the schedule, right? Every game that the Dodgers win and the rest of them win takes a game off the schedule. So I'm not willing to call it a division yet, but I will say this: if by the All-Star break we're up by 10 plus games, I'm feeling pretty confident right now, especially because look at where the wild card sits. So for us to miss a playoff berth right now, I think it would be 13 and a half or 14 games, something incredibly crazy like that. So
yeah, I mean, we would have to go on a pretty crazy losing streak, and but incredibly hot too. And I don't see any of those teams like the Pirates, the Giants, the Reds, the Cubs, the Mets, and the Mets have been playing well, but they're all, it seems like at this point, all right around 500 teams. You're going to win 2, lose 3, win 3, lose 2. They're kind of just spinning their wheels, yeah.
just trying to
So,
make it
I mean,
happen.
it's pretty much everything's in front of the Dodgers. I mean, they know what they need to do. I think they're going about everything very well. A lot of people have a problem with how Dave Roberts and the Dodgers run stuff, but I think they've done a great job. So
Yeah, yeah.
uh, yeah, I
As they would say in the hood, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You're doing well. All right, so Giants after the White Sox for 3 games. Um, and then who else do we have after that? I don't remember.
I Colorado are not the Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks. Okay. So before we
The
meet again,
Diamondbacks, and then I think for the 4th of July series time, I think we're playing. It's either the Diamondbacks still, or I think it's the Rockies come to LA.
okay. So again, before we talk again, there's plenty of uh, opportunity for us to tick off more games off the schedule and pick up some wins. Again,
Yeah,
Mookie's been out what, a week and a half or a week? No, yeah, it was a week ago Sunday. So Mookie's been out 10 days already. If they say he's going to be out 6 weeks, well, that's 24 days, right? Oh no, I'm sorry, that's 42 days. So we're plowing through it a little bit.
yeah, and I think since he's been out, we've gained a game.
Yeah.
We went out. He went out, and we were up 7.5 on the Padres, and 10 days later, we're they already won today, so it's 8. But if we can pull out a win tonight, it'll be back, 8.5. So um, they've pretty much held serve. And the Padres are playing pretty well right now, so they're trying to set themselves apart in the West too from the Diamondbacks and the Giants. So I just think in the long run, the Padres just don't have depth. If they had the injuries that the Dodgers have had,
Mhm.
they would be in big trouble, because they don't have
100%.
they don't have the reinforcements behind them.
Nope.
So yeah, they're lucky that they haven't had to go through too many injuries yet. So, but
Yeah.
I'm sure if they were to watch this, they'd say, "What are you talking about? What about this and this and this?" So, to each their own. It at the time we're filming this, to halfway point of the regular season, 81 games in as well, and we are 50-31. So, uh, great first half of the season so far. Um, I know we generally like to think that the All-Star break is the halfway point, but it's really not. It's a little bit later into the season, so this is the legitimate halfway point today.
When you and I were growing up, the All-Star break was legitimately 81 games in, the way that they had it. But now it's not 81 games in, it's usually about 93 to 95. So you usually have about 60 to 70 games left. So
Yeah, yeah.
no, I agree. All right, Mikey, take us home with the last final say about anything. I mean, you and I both we're feeling very confident. There's not a lot that we need to worry about with the Dodgers right now, knock on wood. But is there any other things that those that are listening, what we need to know?
Uh we just gotta hopefully get through this wave of injuries. Not great news on Kershaw. He had been, ahead of schedule actually, but has encountered a little bit of soreness in his shoulder, so they've kind of stepped off of him for a little bit, and going to let it see if his arm calms down. I sure hope so, because I know he's worked hard to try and get back. So,
Yeah,
um, Walker Bueller, not his arm, but it's his hip now. And like I said, just where we are at 50-31. If at the beginning of the year you were to say Bobby Miller was going to be a shell of himself from last year, and that Yamamoto would, be on the IL for a little bit now, and just Max Muncy, Mookie. I mean, if you were to say we'd be 50-31 right now, I would be thrilled. So I am thrilled. So we're in a pretty good spot, and in the long run, we are going to get some of these guys back. So it should be a Corvette summer for the Dodgers.
yeah. I let's hope so. Let's hope so. We already got 50 wins, so let's go out and get another 50 wins over the next 80 games, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've done before. 162 sounds fine to me.
There you go. Mikey, I know that for the people watching this on YouTube, and I know for the people in the locker room, you got a really cool shirt there, but what discount code that they want to use if they want to get that shirt?
You want to get this shirt,
In my Think Blue era.
you use the promo code Bleeds Blue,
Bleeds
and
blue.
you get a 10% discount. And this dugout mug, a Dodgers dugout mug, but not just Dodgers.
Not just
Look
Dodgers.
on the other side. What is that?
Ah,
Top fan rivalry, baby.
that's
They're
right.
affiliated with each other. These are great. I will never drink out. You know what? I'm not going to say I will never drink out of this. If we win the World Series, I will drink out of this.
Bingo. That's what you do.
But if there's, no World Series, this will not see liquid in it.
There you go.
So it's a beautiful item. I mean, great for gift giving and whatever else, and that too. Use the promo code Bleeds Blue, and you get 10% off of that as well.
Mikey, do you feel like the products are good quality that you're spending your hard-earned money on?
I do.
Perfect.
Plus, it just looks cool with all my other Dodger stuff. So, if you saw my room, it's like a cathedral to the Dodgers. So, one of these days, I'll do a live because I have an open room in my house that I am going to make. I have so much stuff. I have overflow that I need. So, um, yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I'm lucky. I'm lucky to have some good followers who hook me up with some stuff, and uh, I've built up quite a collection. So
As as they say in a great baseball movie, for love of the game, in the cathedral that is Yankee Stadium belongs to a chapel. In the cathedral that is Mikey's house belongs to the Dodgers.
yes,
There you
it
go.
does. I mean, yeah,
There
you
you
would definitely know you walked into a Dodger room. So
go. There you go.
yeah,
Yeah. All right. Well, Mikey, let's do it again next week. Yeah.
yep.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. Have a good night, all.